What is up, guys? For today's 101, we're going to be talking about how to make a dye, how to make all those cool little colors to color your buildings, your armor, your saddles, and all that good stuff. Let's get right into it. So, I got a bunch of things running right now that are making a heck of a lot of noise. But basically, there's kind of a early game way to do this, and then kind of a late game way to do this. And we're going to talk about what you need for those and why. Dyes are pretty simple. You basically need a combination of certain colors of berries, plus you need either spark powder, charcoal, or gunpowder. That's pretty much it. So, early on, you would also need, I probably should have put a mortar and pestle out here too, but you'd probably need a mortar and pestle earlier on to do the early stuff. So, the way we're going to do it, we're going to need charcoal. Charcoal can be made by having a campfire, throwing wood in there and let it burn. You can do it with a campfire. You can do it with anything that burns. Like cooking pot will do it, torches will do it, and standing torches will do it, and then also your refining forges will do it as well. And I'm going to turn these guys off real quick, mainly because all this stuff's making noise. So basically what you want to do is you want to find the right color that you're going to make. We'll have a link to this coloring page in here, and this shows you all the different dyes down here, and this is just a simple Ark Gamepedia Wikipedia site, but it has all the different colors and then the combinations of what you need to actually make it. Notice up top that you'll never use measure berries for any of this. So if you're harvesting berries to make dyes, don't ever pick up measure berries. Every one of them but measure berries, essentially. So let's do one as an example. Obviously, we love the color green over here, so let's use green. So this is Amar berries, Azul berries, which would be 9 of each, and then 2 charcoal. That combined is that's what's gonna pump out the dye for me. So let's go back, and so if you're gonna do this early on, like let's say you don't have access to this stuff later on, right? You're just gonna do this stuff, and we don't turn that off. I don't even know why that's running. I don't need it. You're gonna need a cooking pot, and you're gonna need something that holds water in it. So in this instance, I'm gonna use water jars, just because they hold the water and they don't leak. But you can use water skins, whatever you want to do. But you're gonna need water in something, in water skins, jars, or canteens, or whatever. You'll use the water inside the container, but it won't actually use the container up. So we'll go up in here. And what we do in this instance, let's so we already got a little bit of charcoal in there, but let's put charcoal in here just in case. And we're going to put a stack of blue and a stack of yellow. Now there's other colors this is probably going to make. This is probably going to make a yellow for me as well, but I'm going to put water in here with it, and start it up. It takes about 15-20 seconds per one of these. It should anyway. Not a super fast process, but it's also something you can just start and walk away from for the most part. Yeah, so this is actually making a little bit of a lighter purple for us too. But if you notice, it's making 5 of each of those. So apparently a combination of the blue and yellow does make purple as well. It's kind of hard to do this like specifically to make one color over and over and over again. I would recommend just spamming a bunch of, like in this case, a bunch of yellow, bunch of blue, and a bunch of charcoal thrown in there and let it do its thing. Now we're all obviously out of water already, so I'll turn this off. And you notice they make it in increments of 5, so it's not just one dye. You're going to get 5 per when you do that. Anyhow, that's dyes. That's dyes on the cooking pot anyway. Early on, that's going to be the #1 way to make it. So you're going to need a berry harvester, and then you're going to need, you're going to need a couple of things. But anyway, if you want, there's other dyes in there that are going to require not only just charcoal, but gunpowder or spark powder. Now you're going to need a mortar and pestle to make all that stuff. Spark powder is stone and flint and a mortar and pestle. Using that, combining it with the charcoal that we talked about in a mortar and pestle will make gunpowder for you. So those are the 3 things, items that you're going to need to craft certain colors of dyes. Moving on over here, this is more of an advanced way of doing it. I don't know why I have this here. This is not even necessary. I think because we were recording multiple things. I was recording multiple things on here at one time and thought I needed all this stuff, and in fact, I really don't. So the end part of this is significantly easier because... Oh, did you just go away? Will you just go away? Can you just disappear? Come on, man. There we go. All right, so the end result of this is significantly easier, right? So basically an indie cooker will be all you need to make dyes later on. You'll still need the spark powder, gunpowder, or charcoal, but that's pretty much it. The cooker gets irrigated by itself, so you don't need to actually have water jars or anything like that. And it's constantly irrigated. So literally I can just throw stacks of this in here, turn it on, and over time it'll make the dyes for me. It makes it a heck of a lot quicker as well, as you can obviously tell in here. Yeah, a lot quicker. One of the methods that I'll use if I'm just trying to make let's say I'm just trying to make like a big batch of all the different colors, what I will do is take, I don't know, let's do 2 stacks of gunpowder, and then stack of yellow, stack of blue, stack of black, stack of white, stack of red. And I'm going to throw this all in here. It'll burn through all these berries and make basically all the different colors that would be necessary for gunpowder. That's what we're doing right here. Making all the berries that we would possibly need for gunpowder. Or making all the dyes that we would possibly need for gunpowder usage. And as these berry numbers start to trickle down, I'll basically stop it, pull the gunpowder out, throw spark powder in, repeat the process, and then pull it out, put charcoal in, repeat the process. And what this will eventually do is essentially give me a little bit of every single color. Just gonna make my life a lot easier. All right, so that's about done on that one. So let's pull the gunpowder out. And let's throw, I don't know, throw spark powder in there next, I guess. And let's throw another stack of each one of these berries in here. Oh, we're actually running low on the MR berries. Let's just throw them all in here. Throw them all in here. Again, measure berries are not going to help you. Don't even worry about using measure berries. Pointless. Doesn't do anything for you. Kind of odd. You would think that'd be the way to make purple berries or purple dye, but it's actually not. Now I'm doing spark powder for a little bit. Let it run. Maybe for another one till we get another thing of 10 per, maybe. Maybe get 10 instead of 5 on these guys. Man. Takes about the same amount of time. In some ways it's faster, some ways it can actually be a little bit about the same speed. Not sure why it's kind of going up and down on me. But as you can see, all the other colors are filling in. Take the spark powder out. Throw the charcoal in. Predominantly, I do this if I'm painting a building, if I'm painting a base or something, because this way I can take a bunch of all the different colors and test them out to see what I like best. And then we fill it out with the charcoal. And we end up with a bunch of different colors. Like I said, we have our green, we have our yellow, we have our purple. As you can see, there's a butt ton of them in here. But if, like I said, if there's a specific color you're looking for, you definitely want to check that wiki, and we will put a link to that in the description of the video so you guys can check that out. If you're looking for specific colors, that's the easiest way to do it. This can be used for a lot of things. So dyes are going to be used to paint armor, much like you usually see me on these videos. It's going to be used to paint saddles if you want to dye saddles. It can be used to paint your base if you want to paint your base. You can put a paintbrush and put dye on it, and you can paint your dinos. You can pretty much use this in just about everywhere. You can dye your hair with it. It's definitely, yeah, it's pretty much universal. It's not a whole lot you can't do. You can't dye, actually, when it comes to think of it. And that combined with an airbrush, the paint sprayer will actually help you out with decorating the insides of your buildings. Anyway, that's it. Super simple 101, just kind of going over how we make those and the easier way to do it. Like I said in the beginning, it can be frustrating to do it because you only have access to the cooking pot. It's kind of a drug out procedure, unfortunately, and you constantly got to refill water in. I wouldn't worry about it. Honestly, if it were me, I would say either if you're playing on a server, maybe find somebody who has a cooker. Maybe you can provide them the materials and they'll make the color for you. Or wait till you're high enough level to make the cooker, because it just makes it being irrigated and burning things faster makes things significantly easier. The other thing that can mess you up sometimes, let's get back to this cooking pot. Let's say what the dye that I wanted to make, it doesn't actually, let's say it doesn't need charcoal. Let's say I need spark powder to make the certain dye that I'm trying to make. What you want to watch is if you're using wood to burn, is as soon as this turns into charcoal, pull the charcoal out, because it might try to use the charcoal to make some other color of dye, and you don't want that to happen. The easiest route to do this would be to use maybe an alternate method of fuel, but the problem is spark powder is also used to make some of the dye, so it does require a bit more micromanaging when you're using the cooking pot. But the industrial cooker obviously takes just straight gasoline to run, so you don't run into that problem. Anywho, guys, that's it. Quick and simple way to make dyes. Hope you all found this helpful, and I will see you guys next time.